While playing around with AI QR codes recently, I realized that you can actually animate them to a degree and that you can actually put logos on them as well. And I'm going to show you how this is done right away. First, we'll generate a QR code with a logo on qr.io. In case things are happening a bit too fast for you here, this is actually a follow-up video. So if you want to see things in a bit more detail, check this video out. So now we have two options. We can either use image to image or we can use Inpainting. Using image to image will lead to an AI interpretation of the logo. So what we are doing here is we drag our QR code logo into the image to image tab and also into the ControlNet tab. So then we're setting the sampling method to DPM++, resolution to 768 times 768, denoising strength to 1. And we scroll down to ControlNet, we set the preprocessor to tile resemble. The model is the ControlNet model that you see here. Important thing here is to set the starting control step to a value between 0.23 and 0.33. Then we enable ControlNet and check pixel perfect. Once you generate some images, you can see the logo looks quite cool. It's recognizable, which is not always the case, so you need to do some testing. The problem here was that the QR codes were not scannable. So this is the first rule of thumb. If the codes cannot be scanned, you need to lower the starting control step. And if the codes look too much like QR codes, you need to increase the starting control step. And when you generate again, you can tell right away your phone will be able to scan the QR codes. And here's some other examples of some logos with image to image. Let's assume this isn't good enough for us and we want the exact logo. Then we can switch to Inpainting and we inpaint with the marker the entire logo. Make sure to set the mask mode to Inpaint not masked. And you'll see right away that you now have the exact logo and not some AI interpretation. So what I'm doing at this point, I'm mostly playing around with different LORA models. You can find the link to the models and the prompts in the description. And basically everything you see in this video is based on the Reddit posts from Specialist Node and meatyminus, where they shared their workflows and prompts. So thank you guys. Here's some more generations of QR codes from different brands. Here you see the overgrown city, LORA giving me some interesting looking burgers. The Cool Kids merge LORA generally gave some pretty decent results overall. But yeah, I hope it gets clear that you need to experiment since it's really not predictable. Next, we'll look at the outpainting. So I'm aware that this can be done straight from Automatic 1111, but it did not give me any good results, which is why you see MS Paint on screen now. If you have any better way to do that, please let me know. I'm eager to find out. But for now, for me, this trick worked. So what I did is I dragged the image into Paint. I changed the width to something that is wide, like 1366. And then I select the image and move it to the center with the arrow keys. So this is giving me an image with white borders. I'm sure, again, there's also nicer ways to do that without paint. And I can now basically outpaint from the Inpaint tab by marking the white areas around the picture. And here I'll also do the bottom because, yeah, there was some black line that I didn't like. Then you need to check Inpaint masked. We change the width to something that is as close as we got our picture in. And you need to make sure that ControlNet is not enabled if you used it before. So uncheck that. And as you can see, now we're getting some nice widescreen images with the QR code working just as well as on the squared image. Now we can finally animate our QR code. To do so, I'm using Motion Leap for iPad, but there's a bunch of similar tools that do the exact same thing. Motion Leap is quite easy to use, so I stuck to it. And generally you can say the easier your code can be scanned as an image, the further you can take the animation. But there's still some limitations, and I'm showing you one right now. Here I'm drawing inside the QR code, try to animate that. And if you want to scan that right now, it just won't work. However, as soon as I revert those changes right here, it gets scannable again. So yeah, this is the final result of this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. If that's the case, please give me a like or subscribe. And in case you didn't know, this is not my real voice. It's an AI voice. So if you're interested in finding out how that's done, check out this video, and I'll see you next time.